Welcome to the Perspective Drop. In this session, we help Adam transform his morning and evening self care routine to include affirmations, meditation, and a bunch of other stuff so that he can transform his life. Be sure to subscribe, comment, and commit. This is where you stop dreaming of the person you could be and you start becoming them.
I do the affirmations when I'm walking to work,
Sure.
and then I'll try to do them at lunch, and then when I'm walking back, but, like, when I get home, because I leave for my job early and I get home late, like, I just am drained, and so I think some of my internal work I've been putting off, like, especially meditation, um, and so I guess I'm struggling with that, and New York as a whole is just so much different feeling than
Mm.
the beach.
What time do you wake up?
7:30.
Okay. And what time do you have to be at the office?
9.
Okay. And then you'd have 20-minute commute. So you got 30 minutes to basically get there because leaving and all that and finding keys. You probably give yourself a little cushion, 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, and I usually get to the office realistically like 8:40 every day.
Okay.
Um,
So what time do
I'm
you
just a
leave?
morning person. I leave at 8. I try to leave at 8.
So you give yourself
Ish.
30 minutes to get ready in the morning.
Yep.
So do you see where we may have found a solution?
Yeah.
It's pretty quick
Yeah, I
there.
do.
So what happens is you can set an alarm for 7 and then like 7:10 and get up. But I would give yourself 30 minutes more at least to double that up. And what happens is this, it'll be super easy. Your meditation happens while you're in bed. You don't even get out of bed. So you set a 7 a.m. alarm and then you sit up in your bed. And if you have a glass of water there, you chug a glass of water. If you have to go use the bathroom, you go do that and then go back to your bed because that's your room, unless you have a little meditation chair or little like area to do that. And then you just sit upright in bed. Okay, discipline here is going to be a thing, but like you can do this. You move to New York, you're able to be on time and actually early every single day, and you're able to commit. It's just important, so you make that a priority. So discipline here is okay, Adam, we're going to try something new. Tomorrow morning, we're waking up at 7 a.m. It's only half an hour more, and I'm going to meditate for 15 minutes. Okay. And then I'm going to give myself an extra 15 minutes to get ready because I'm establishing a different experience for myself. You're aligning to the New York rush, 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 go, 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 hustle mentality by giving yourself a limited time to prepare for what is a beautiful day and a long extended day, right? So give yourself a little bit more time to initiate like a peaceful, slow paced mindset. So you're not running through. You're probably kind of rushing to get ready in the morning, right?
Definitely.
So that do you see that you have power and influence over that? So control your integration into being more chill, more relaxed, therefore giving yourself a little bit more time. That means potentially going to bed earlier. What time are you going to bed every day?
Late.
Like what time?
Like 11-ish, 11 midnight.
That's not too bad. I mean, you're still getting 8.5 to 7.5 hours there.
That's what I try to get, yeah.
So, what I would do is when I say, do you have any questions about the morning?
Um, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, when you sit up in the bed, I'm up against a wall. Like, is it okay to when you're meditating, like, do you have to be up, or can I lean against the wall a little bit?
Lean against the wall, but make sure your spine is really as straight as possible, kind of like you're being dangled from a cord from the top of your head down. It's people say if you could avoid that, that is great. But if it's the difference between not meditating and leaning up against a wall while you meditate, do the latter. So I lean up against because I'm an ex-gymnast, my spine is more curved, and I have a lot of pressure when I try to not have a support. So I meditate really well when I have back support, and I don't when I don't have back support. So guess what I choose? I choose comfortability so I can get the most out of my experience. So whatever it is for you, you got to find the inner workings that make you very comfortable and allow you to be successful. Put some pillows behind your back, sit up really, really straight, and do not lean your head. So lean your back, but don't lean your head back because that will initiate sleep. So try to
Okay.
balance your head on your shoulders and set a secondary alarm. like 7:20 or something like that. If you're gonna do a 15, 20, or 30 minute meditation, set the initial one to get up. If you need two, set 6:55 and then 7 a.m. and then set a 7:30 so you know when to come out of your meditation. So you don't have to be stressed out about like, oh, how much time has it been? And did I go too long? Did I, because that will take us out of the focus of our meditation.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect. Now, going to bed. What is your nightly routine?
Um, I'll usually try to read for like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, and then I'll watch a show and then I'll go to bed.
Okay. So you watch a show on your TV or your phone?
TV. Yep.
Okay. So screens, at least 45 minutes before bed, are best not to be watched because the blue light, it's stimulating and it's not allowing us to kind of have that natural transition from beta brain to that alpha where we're going into that theta and we're going into the sleep state. So with that stimulation, now it takes us longer to fall asleep. Are you like the kind of guy, person, head to the pillow, you're out, or does it take a while for you to fall asleep?
Takes a while.
So now with the stimulation, you're going to see that if you do the show first and then reading, you just make that quick switch, you'll be better and you'll fall asleep quicker
Okay.
because the book is not stimulating. So I'm not telling you not to read, but just swap. And then, try to do it where if you're waking up at 7, you're going to start reading by 10:30. If you're not doing an evening meditation. Okay. So watch your show and then be like, I start reading at 10:30 so that I can make sure I get that 8 hours of sleep. Because it comes
Okay.
down, where you're gonna read probably half an hour, 20 minutes, and then it's time for bed. And then you could start doing a visualization, little meditation where you don't have to be sitting upright and you can allow yourself to kind of be at a 45-degree angle, start the visualization, and then allow yourself to drift off to sleep. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But do you
Yeah.
see that helps? And then are you taking any supplements to have good sleep?
Yeah, I take magnesium.
Awesome. Which one?
Magnesium glycinate.
Perfect. I think, yeah, that for the evening, and then, like, there's one in the morning you can take. There's a one that it's like a 3 different complexes that I take, which is awesome for the day, and then magnesium in the evening. And then also you may wanna consider, melatonin, valerian root, anything like that, potentially some lavender spray, whatever, because it's stimulating the really good sleep mode. And then also, do you shower in the evening?
Um, Sometimes it's
Okay.
either in the evening and then always in the morning.
Okay. So if you do shower in the evening, take like a hot shower 2 hours before going to sleep because your 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 system cools down before going to bed. So if you're having that hot shower, it is initiating things in your body to prepare for sleep too. So these are just things. You never want to take a cold shower at night. You want to take a hot shower, but not right before you go to bed because it elevates your body temperature. And while we're going to sleep, we're lowering our body temperature. So if you're taking a hot shower right before bed, it's counterproductive. So take it like an hour to 2 hours if you can before bed. But these are things you're throwing at that so that your mind will then go to sleep, and don't doom scroll, don't be on your phone, and at least you're watching TV from, or watching a program from the TV there, that will be helpful. But do you see now you're setting definitive parameters on like, I start reading at 10:30 or 10:45 and I will watch a show prior to that. Now we have the discipline and we have the habits to be very successful so that we could wake up tomorrow and now we're controlling the initiation of our day.
Yeah, I know all that. I know a lot of the stuff with like the supplements and like no screens. It's just it's the discipline that
So,
gets me.
well, guess what? We're probably gonna have a follow-up interview in a couple months, maybe even sooner, and people are gonna wanna know, "Hey, man, did Adam hold himself to his word?" So you've got a lot of people that are gonna be counting on you to show up. But honestly, you wanna change your experience in New York. You wanna bring North Carolina, is it? Or Charleston?
South Carolina,
Yeah,
yeah.
Charleston to New York. You can do that. You can bring and create your own little container of energy. Like just like your room is that sanctuary with the plants and the crystals and everything that you're creating, you have to decide for yourself, how much of New York do I want to be drawn into, or do I want to be stabilized in who I am and what kind of life I want to live? And then you can create this little, like, just container of your temple, your sanctuary, your experience. But the discipline is what's going to create that. So we can talk about schedules and waking up and all that, but creating the habits and setting guide goals and guidelines to be very successful is what's going to help you. And so you're going to say, all right, starting on Monday, I spoke to Joe on Wednesday or whatever. I will start Friday or Sunday or whatever. We're going to give this a go and I'm going to see if I can make this happen. But the thing I can hear in you is you're questioning your own discipline. You're questioning your own ability to be disciplined. So guess what? That's a limiting belief. So affirm that you have amazing discipline. Be like, I am an incredibly disciplined individual. I can achieve anything I put my mind, heart, spirit, and soul to. I am really enjoying my mornings. I'm sleeping through the night. I have a lot of time to myself to do what I want in the evenings. I have an easy time getting ready for work. I'm meditating. I'm disciplined. I hold myself accountable. But do you see you're not thinking like this, are you?
No.
So now we're creating the new narrative by getting rid of what's not working for us anymore. And now, because you're in New York and because you have the new job, your affirmations, your beliefs now also adapt to this new environment, to this new season of life. So you got to change those up a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't changed them up
So
yet.
now it's time. So do you see how this all works? Because we've entered this new season. We're not we're not trying to create the stuff from before anymore because we're living a big majority of it. Now we're going to step into, well, now I am more disciplined. Now I am more this. I am more that. Okay. So a little
Yeah.
assignment for you is to start creating these new affirmations for this new season of your life. And we'll get into more to help you kind of create those. But just right out of the gates, I'm disciplined. I have great unrushed mornings. I feel very peaceful, very fulfilled, very centered. When I go out into New York, I'm very present. I'm very grateful. I'm mindful of the abundance. When I return home, I am present. I'm enjoying my evenings. I get to wind down peacefully. I sleep soundly at night. You see the difference? How does it
Yeah.
feel just me saying that?
Uh, I don't know, it feels good, but it's, I don't know, it definitely fired me up there a little bit.
And it sounds like you're having a little trouble believing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that familiar? Remember before when you
Yeah.
didn't believe that the affirmations in themselves would work, and now look where you are. So it's not the affirmations that were changing your life. It's you believing that this stuff works. You gave it a
Yeah.
shot. So do you believe you have the capability to be more disciplined?
Yes.
Now work on that. Now work on that. I don't want to hear yes. I want to hear, yeah, of course. Boom, confidence, pride, boom. But that will take some time, like getting into that space. And that's perfectly natural. Okay. So we're going to give ourselves some grace, but just believe you're the most disciplined person you know. That's not such a bad thing.
That's a great thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's achievable, right? Because you, one, can't measure anybody else's discipline. So you have no evidence, but just believing that you're really disciplined is going to make you really disciplined.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. I mean,
Yep.
like, thinking about it, yeah, that would be great.
And then you're aligning action. So we're not just sitting on the couch eating potato chips, watching, Skinamax here. We're sitting there and we're going, well, now I'm going to do what it takes. I'm going to align my action with what I want to believe about myself. So if you think and you start trying to convince yourself that you are disciplined, what does a disciplined man do? He shuts the screen off at 10:30. He takes out the book. He sets the 3 alarms. He may get out of bed and shake himself awake and have a glass of water and do 10 jumping jacks and then sit up and do his meditation. But it's aligned action. This is what a lot of people get wrong about manifestation. They believe if they just think it and they feel the emotion of gratitude and they do all that, then everything's just going to flutter into place. But no, it's stepping up to show, okay, if I am this disciplined man, how does that man carry himself? What does he do? What are his habits? What is his thought process? What kind of narrative does he have? What is he telling himself? How is he expressing that? Then be that man. Thanks for joining us on The Perspective Drop. If you found value in today's conversation, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Drop your thoughts or questions in the comments because I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to be a guest or explore my other programs and opportunities, head over to joehehn.com. Until next time, keep your mind open, your heart full, and your perspective higher.